Lights out in Melbourne, the wait is finally done. 22 engines screaming under the Aussie sun. Around the lake we're flying, testing the new design. The season starts right here at the Nunz F1 line. Audi's in the mix, Cadillac is on the prowl. V6 screaming with the sustainable growl. Hamilton in red, Max fighting for the lead. Lando's got the number one, he's got the golden speed. 50-50 power, electric and the fuel. Managing the energy, that's the golden rule. Through the chicane, dancing on the edge. Cutting through the air like a carbon fiber wedge. The gravel trap is waiting, if you lose your grip. Calculated risks in every single turn and dip. Wait for the signal, wait for the green. The fastest machines that the world has ever seen. Lights out in Melbourne, the wait is finally done. 22 engines screaming under the Aussie sun. Around the lake we're flying, testing the new design. The season starts right here at the Nunz F1 line. Manual override, wait for the gap. Charging up the battery for one final lap. X mode on the straight, Z mode in the bend. Push it to the limit until the very end. Lights out in Melbourne, the wait is finally done. 22 engines screaming under the Aussie sun. Around the lake we're flying, testing the new design. The season starts right here at the Nunz F1 line. The new era begins in Australia. 22 drivers, one champion. Where the red dragon sleeps, but the fire in the engine's a secret we keep. Turn one is a spiral, a technical maze, tightening the radius in a carbon fiber haze. From the days of Schumacher carving the rain to the modern gladiators feeling the strain. The track is a symbol to Shang in the sand, the most complex sector in the whole of the land. Tires are screaming, the front end is live. 22 shadows preparing to fight. 1.2 kilometers of wide open floor. Open up the arrow, hear the dragon roar. Shanghai Speedway, the snail is closing in. Hard on the anchors, let the battle now begin. A mile long straightaway, manual override engage. The beast inside the engine is finally uncaged. Across the bridge and through the sweep. Promising soon, that's what that we have to keep. Echoes in the grandstand air. Remember 2006, the magic was there. Now Audi and Cadillac enter the fray, chasing the ghosts of the legends today. Lando is defending, Max is on the hunt. Lewis in the Ferrari pushing to the front through the high-speed bank. Turn 13, the most violent force that the driver's ever seen. The back straight is endless, a test of the soul. 200 miles an hour, that is the goal. The hairpin is waiting, a heavy braking trap where the championship turns on a single lap. Watch the energy levels, watch the ERS, putting the new 2206 tech to the test. Shanghai Speedway, the snail is closing in. Hard on the anchors, let the battle now begin. A mile-long straightaway, manual override, engage. The beast inside the engine is finally uncaged. Across the bridge and through the sweep, promises to Nunz one that we have to keep. Sector 1, hold the line. Sector 2, find in time. Sector 3, unleash the beast. The king of the Orient is finally released. Shanghai Speedway, the snail is closing in. Hard on the anchors, let the battle now begin. A mile-long straightaway, manual override, engage. The beast inside the engine is finally uncaged. The dragon has spoken in Shanghai. 22 drivers, one winner. This is Nunz F1. Of speed where the legends are made. In the shadow of the mountain the master plan is laid. A figure eight circuit, the only one we know, where the ghosts of Senna and Prost still show. Through the first corner, carrying the pace. Into it the S is a high-speed embrace. 22 drivers on a knife-edge track. Once you commit, there is no turning back. Gravity pulls the neck muscle strain. Adrenaline flowing through every single vein. From day no one to the tunnel below, the spirit of Japan starts to catch and glow. Suzuka's calling, through the S's we're in flight. A figure eight of fire, burning through the line. Nordior is flat out, no room for any fear. The purest racing spirit is all we're feeling here. We're chasing the limit, we're chasing the sun. This is the legacy of Nunz F1, yeah. The 2020 CV power and mechanical heart. The Audi and the Cadillac tearing it apart. Lando's in the rhythm, Max is on the rail in the spoon curve. The gripping gets to fail. Hamilton's Ferrari, a flash of scarlet red. Chasing every tenth of a second ahead. 50-50 energy, managed to the gram. Navigating through the Sunday afternoon jam. Historic battles in every blade of grass. Waiting for the moment and waiting for the past. The Casio triangle, the final heavy test, where the champions rise above all the rest. The fans in the grandstand, the light in their eyes as the 2026 thunder reaches the sky. Suzuka's calling, through the S's we're in flight. A figure eight of fire, burning through the light. And dirty R is flat out, no room for any fear. The purest racing spirit is all we're feeling here. We're chasing the limit, we're chasing the sun. This, the legacy of Nunz F1, yeah. Down, down, down. A figure eight of fire, burning through the light. 130 or it's flat out, no room for any fear. The purest racing spirit is all we're feeling here. Suzuka's calling, through the essence where it's light. A figure eight of fire, burning through the light. 130 or it's flat out, no room for any fear. The purest racing spirit is all we're feeling here. We're chasing the limit, we're chasing the sun. This, the legacy of Nunz F1, yeah. In the heart of Sahir, where the heat meets the cold, the story of speed and the grit starts to unfold. The sun begins to dip, the sky turning gold. There's 22 drivers, prepare to be bold. Airman Tilk is canvas carved out of the sand, the first of its kind in this ancient land. From Schumacher's reign in 2004 to the modern machine screaming out for more. Dust in the air, wind blowing from the west, putting the balance of the cars to the test. Through turn one, Michael's name on the stone, challenging the kings for the Sakir throne. Sparks flying bright in the Bahrain night, a duel in the desert, a shimmering light. Under the floodlights, we're blurring the line. Nunz F1, yeah, it's racing time. Late on the brakes into turn four. Give us the glory, then give us some more. The 2026 power, the hybrid symphony. Audi and Cadillac chasing history. Hamilton in red like the ghosts of the past. Max and Lando fighting, trying to make the tires last. Through the turn 10, downhill off camber trap, where a single mistake can ruin the lap. Manual override, hit the boost on the straight, deciding the winner, deciding their fate. Remember the battles, the side by side, when Nico and Lewis refused to retreat. Now the new era brings a different breed, with active aero and electric speed. 100,000 voices rising as one. Witness the legend of Nunz F1. Sparks flying bright in the Bahrain night, a duel in the desert, a shimmering light. Under the floodlights, we're blurring the line. Nunz F1, yeah, it's racing time. Late on the brakes into turn four. Give us the glory, then give us some more. Turn 8, watch the lock. Turn 12, feel the shock. The main straight, wide open. The desert silence is finally broken. Sparks flying bright in the Bahrain night, a duel in the desert, a shimmering under the floodlights. We're blurring the line. Nunz F1, yeah, it's racing time. The sand settles in Sahir. 22 drivers, one victor. This is Nunz F1. the telemetry, let the hunt begin. Active arrow shifting, wings on the move, finding the flow and the perfect groove. Jeddah Corniche, the walls are closing fast. A neon blur that was built to last. 27 corners weaving through the dark on the Red Sea shoreline. Nunz F1 leaves its mark. Boost on the straight, hear the turbine scream. Live in the high octane racing dream. The Mercedes is back, Russell leading the charge while Antonelli's vision is looming large. Leclerc in the scarlet, a monogas king while Audi's rings make the tarmac sing. Hulkenberg's veteran, Bortoto is new age German Brazilian powerhouse crew. Gasly and Cola Pinto up as dual threat, the most intense battle that we've seen yet. Cadillacs unravel the American roar with the rhythm of they're asking for more. Saying that Williams leading up on that head, chasing the points till the lights turn red. Limb like the rookie, the new racing bull, trying to keep the ending shaking at the full. Ocon and Bearman, a Haas duel fight, lighting up the sector in the middle of the night. Jeddah Corniche, the walls are closing fast. A neon blur that was built to last. 27 corners weaving through the dark on the Red Sea shoreline. Nunz F1 leaves its mark. Boost on the straight, hear the turbine scream. Live in the high octane racing dream. Turn 13 banked in bold. The fast chicanes, hold your soul. Manual override, wait for the gap. Unleash the power for the ultimate lap. Jeddah Corniche, the walls are closing fast. A neon blur that was built to last. 27 corners weaving through the dark on the Red Sea shoreline. Nunz F1 leaves its mark. Lights fade over the Jeddah night. 22 drivers, one winner. This is Nunz F1. Welcome to the 305, where the heat is on, racing through the parking lot until the break of dawn. 19 corners wrapping around the hard rock home, underneath the Florida sun and the stadium dome. Fake water in the marina, real speed on the track. Once you hit the first chicane, there's no turning back. Lando's back in the city where he took his first crown, looking for the double in this neon lit town. Check the sunglasses, watch the palm trees fly. 300 kilometers beneath the coastal sky. Sprint race Saturday, double the pressure, finding every millisecond the ultimate measure. Miami magic, burning up the street, where the high class glamour and the apex meet. Turn 17, heavy on the brakes. Nunz F1, raising up the stakes. Lights in the palm trees, fire in the soul. Taking over Florida is the only goal. Leclerc's in the Ferrari, chasing down the line, while Antonelli's Mercedes is looking divine. Audi's making waves with the veteran might, while Cadillac in the hunt, keeping McLaren ahead. Chasing down the championship until the sky turns red. Through the tight section, under the highway ramp, where the narrow walls separate the pretender from the champ. Hulkenberg and Tyler to Haas is in the mix, looking for the strategy, the technical fix. Lindblad, the rookie, keeping the bull on the rail, while Sands at Williams is determined to prevail. The party's in the paddock, the music's in the air. 250,000 fans and the world is right there. Miami Magic, burning up the street, where the high class glamour and the apex meet. Turn 17, heavy on the brakes. Nunz F1, raising up the stakes. Lights in the palm trees, fire in the soul. Taking over Florida is the only goal. Turn 11, late move, the beach section. Find the groove, full practice, stadium gate. Nunz F, decide your fate. Miami Magic, burning up the street, where the high class glamour and the apex meet. Turn 17, heavy on the brakes. Nunz F1, raising up the Sunsets on the 305. 22 drivers, one party. This is Nunz F1. In the middle of the river on a man-made isle, the circuit is waiting with a jagged smile. No room for error, no place to hide between the barriers. It's an narrow ride from the hairpins low to the straightaway high. The Canadian maple flag waves in the sky, hard on the anchors, then back on the gas. Looking for the slipstream, looking for the pass. Watch the curves, don't let them toss you wide. It's a mechanical rodeo, a wilder ride. The brakes are glowing a bright cherry red, chasing the shadow of the man up ahead. The wall of champions is calling your name, where the legends of the past went down in flames. Montreal speed, a relentless beat. Nunz F1, bringing all the heat. Skip the last chicane, fly across the line. In the Great White North, it's racing time. Charles Leclerc's dancing on the edge of the wall, while Albon and Will Young refuse to fall. The Cadillac engine is a brand new sound, tearing up the leaves on this historic ground. Bordeaux through environment, the youth on the hunt, fighting for the air at the very front. The ground effect there of the 2020 Sense Tech, either take the podium or end in a wreck. Rain on the radar, it's a Montreal classic, where the strategy calls, turn things Jurassic. When we're wheeling the grass and your afternoon's done, the most unforgiving race under the sun. From the center S to the rowing club band, we're fighting for glory until the very end. Until the very end. Lock the tires, the final corner. Play with the fire, Sallow Gills is written on the floor. Nunz F1, give us more. The wall of champions is calling your name, where the legends of the past went down in flames. Montreal speed, a relentless beat. Nunz F1, bringing all the heat. The island falls silent in Montreal. 22 drivers, one wall of champions.
This is Nunz F1.
jewel in the crown, where the engines roar through the heart of the town. Winding through Monte Carlo, a labyrinth of stone, the most demanding circuit that the world has ever known. Millimetric precision, focused like a blade in the shadow of Invisino. The master plans are laid from St. David's prayer to the Beau Rivage climb. We're dancing with the barriers frozen in time. No room to overtake, no room to breathe. A concrete canyon where the legends see. Saturday is glory, Sunday is a test. Only one can rise above all the rest. Monaco magic, threading the needle at speed. The narrowest track for a different breed. Through the iconic tunnel, emerging in the light. Nunz F1 owning the night. From the swimming pool chickens to the Rascas band. Hold your breath until the very end. Charles Leclerc, the hero in his own home street, looking for the rhythm, looking for the beat. Max is on the limit, brushing every wall, while the 22 is sex tech answers the call. Active arrow shifting in the dark of the hole, managing the hybrid, managing the soul. The 83rd edition, a legacy so grand, the most prestigious trophy in all of the land. Historic echoes of Senna and Graham Hill, the mastery of control, the strength of the will. Lando setting records on the Portia line, in the harbor of the giants, everything is fine. Fairmont, hairpin, the slowest of the slow. A 50 curve crawl as the tension starts to grow. Turn 1, Saint Devote. Turn 6, the hairpin. Turn 12, to back. Turn 18, La Rascas. Nunz F1, the crown is yours. Monaco magic, threading the needle at speed. The narrowest track for a different breed. Through the iconic tunnel, emerging in the light. Nunz F1 owning the night. 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 The yachts go quiet in the harbor. 22 drivers, one king of the streets. This is Nunz F1.
The blueprints are drawn, the data is set. The biggest gamble that the factories bet. 16 corners that everyone knows, where the truth of the arrow finally shows. No more hiding behind the garage door. It's time to see what the floorboards are for. Through the long sweep of turn 3, total commitment is the only key. Aero balance, the wings are aligned, leaving the winter testing behind. Every millisecond a battle of state. Barcelona, decide your fate. The architect's trial. The ultimate test, where the machine is refined above the rest. Down the long straight, cutting the air. Nunz F1, we're already there. Sector 3 flowing, tight and refined. Leave the pretenders trailing behind. Late on the brakes for the first chicane, pushing the tires through the physical strain. It's a game of chess at 200 miles, hidden behind the engineer's smiles. One mistake in the final sector flow, and the gap on the board starts to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Turn 1 deep entry, turn 9 high speed, the new chicane. Keep the lead, Nunz F1. The architect's trial, the ultimate test, where the machine is refined above the rest. Down the long straight, cutting the air. Nunz F1, we're already there.
From Barcelona, 22 machines, 1 winner. This is Nunz F1.
The Styrian hills where the air is thin, the Alpine roller coaster is about to begin. 10 corners of fury in a natural bowl, a 65-meter climb that tests the soul. From the Nicolata turn, charging up the grade into the steepest climb that the world has ever made. Hard on the brakes at turn 3's peak, the overtaking hot spot that the drivers seek. Waiting for the drama, waiting for the thrill. Shortest lap on the calendar, no time to rest. Putting the 2020 Swix power units to the test. The Alpine roller coaster, gravity's game, where the mountain air carries your name. Downhill through the Rin, flat out and blind, leave the rest of the world trailing behind. Whoa. We're hitting the peak. The Styrian victory is all that we seek. Oscar Piastri fighting through the flow, while the Red Bull garage feels the pressure grow. George Russell's Mercedes, a silver red streak, looking for the podium that the legends seek. Gabriel Bortoluto breaking the streak, while the rookie Lindblad finds the speed that he needs. From the Schlossberg heights to the valley floor, the crowd is screaming, asking for more. Through the double lefts, keep the momentum high beneath the vast and open Austrian sky. Track limits are calling, stay within the wide. 1 inch too wide and you lose the fight. The final corner sweep, aiming for the line in the home of the Bulls. It's racing time. Turn 1. Loudest legacy, turn 3. The overtake, turn 9. Reds Ghost, Nunz F1. The Alpine roller coaster, gravity's
Underneath the July sun, burning so bright. From Snowy to the club, the final heavy charge. The legacy of Silverstone is looming large.
Cops, the courage stower, the speed, the veil, the hunger.
Nunz the power. The airfield's ghost is alive and well, with a story of speed that only we can tell. Through maggots and beckets, or even meetings, no one taking the chance. The red arrows fly over the start finish line. 22 drivers.
This is Nunz F1. At full throttle, followed by a thunderous roar from the grandstands.
Gardens where the mist starts to rise. The ultimate challenge is under the skies. 7 kilometers of winding black thread, where the brave find the glory and the rest find the dread. From the first hairpin Atlas horse, holding the line before the world's greatest mountain climb. Flick to the left and a snap to the right, emerging at the top in a flash of light.
The sky is turning gray, the water's on the track, the valley is screaming. There's no turning back. Down through the valley, then up to the peak. The golden trophy is all that we seek. The forest roar is a thunderous sound. 200 miles on this hallowed ground. Eau Rouge is a prayer, Radillon is a flight. Nunz F1, we're owning the night. Through the blanching mud sweep, flat out to the end. The greatest of days of Belgium, every bend. The 2020 machines are a blur in the trees, cutting through the forest with mechanical ease. As if ever kills shifting as the straights open wide. Manual override for the ultra ride. X mode for speed, Z mode for the grip. Calculated risk in every single dip. Sustainable fuel in the battery power. This is the moment, this is the hour. Through the Pujon double left, holding the G, the most technical sector that you'll ever see. Then the Staveless sweep leading back to the base, setting the rhythm and finding the pace. The final chicane is the last place to pass before the winner is crowned on the Belgian grass. Oh, lift the camel's grave. Find the dregs. The Stavelot turn, keep the lead. Nunz F1 is by the speed. The forest roar is a thunder
Forest King.
This is Nunz F1!